Hi y'all, and welcome to Lex Lives. I think it's time we play a little 7 Days to Die. Man, I hate those vultures. Did my scope just switch focus from the zombie I was trying to shoot to a zombie way in the back? Do you see that? It's switching focus. Oh man, I missed him. Relax your hand. It's okay. I don't know what it is about being zoomed in on a scope, but man, I just clamp right down on the mouse. It's weird. I don't know. So, uh, I actually played a little bit already today. Technically, I recorded an episode and then I accidentally deleted it. So, yeah. I hate when that happens. So, I've already shopped around this little town a bit. Are there any roads that lead out of this place? Maybe up here in this corner. Let's head that way and see what happens. Been a pretty quiet day here today. Most everybody's gone. There's just me and the dog. Who I don't know what it thought it was gonna do, but I just came back from taking it out. It's a nice crispy 10 degrees outside here at the moment, so yeah. I wasn't gonna hang out with the dog outside. No. Uh, although she didn't hang out outside that long either. Apparently 10 degrees is a bit cold for her toes. And so she came back in. And then I had no idea what she wanted, so she just went back in her kennel. She won't. She's crazy. She won't come down here and sit. She just runs up and whines that she's got to go back upstairs, and she can't be trusted by herself. And since I am technically still working, waiting for the next group of stuff from the people before me to get finished so I can do my part, she gets to stay in her kennel some more today because nobody else is here. Just me. They they had an eye appointment, all of them pretty much. So they're gone. Technically, I feel like the dog should be at my brother's house right now, but he I don't know. He doesn't allow it to go to his house for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. Like, I can understand if he didn't have any pets and didn't allow any pets, but up until recently, he's had he has a cat in the house, at least one cat. He had two dogs in and out of the house. He had a dog before that in and out of the house. So it's not like he doesn't allow them in the house. And I would guess if you're going to take a pet's keeper, you should probably take the pet as well, right? And especially if you're going to take the person that the pet latches onto for 5 days to stay at your house. One would think that you would take the pet as well, but no, he refuses. I feel like it's because he didn't have a say in picking out the pet, honestly. Even though none of it lives at his house. None of it. And so I don't know why he would get a pick in a pet that lives here. But that's the only thing I can think of as to why he thought it was a stupid idea for them to get this dog, and now that they've got it, he won't have anything to do with it. And he won't allow it in his house because he thought it was a stupid idea. Um, just, It's on top of that building. It's a weird looking building from back here. Kind of want to go over and see what that's all about. I need to unload my inventory. During my various scouting around, I have filled up my personal inventory. I think the bike's inventory is almost empty though, so we'll be good. Yeah, they cracked me up today. They got this eye appointment, right? And they scheduled an eye appointment for 4 of them. 4 of the 5 that were going, so that they could all go at the same time. And that way they only have to make 1 trip today, anyways, out there. And what is on top of that building? Is there like a satellite dish up there? I gotta know. I've gotta climb to the top of this building. I can't quite... I guess I could look at it through my scope, right? I think it's supposed to be a satellite dish. Alright, where's the front door to this place? Going inside. Higashi. I can read. Man, I'll tell you what. One time there was this I don't know if they still have it, but there's a grocery store near my place. And one time when I was I don't know, I probably was like 12 or 14, somewhere in there. And we were walking up to the grocery store, and it looked just like this. Just like this. There was a door on one side, a door on the other, and then in the middle was a cart corral. And so it was a half door, except that there was no markings on the glass, and it must have had just been cleaned. You couldn't see it. And so I thought it was an open door. And man, I'm pretty sure, and I've been punched in the face before, I'm pretty sure that is the hardest I have ever... No, you know what? It's probably the second hardest I've ever been hit in the face. There was this one time when I was a kid and we were playing a game of tag, and my brother picked up a milk crate, which is a plastic milk crate, and hit me in the face with it because he didn't want to get tagged. And so I'm pretty sure that's the hardest I've ever been hit in the face, because I'm pretty sure that broke my nose. Oh man, I need on the roof. These elevators, I know, are like 1 billion hit points. Yeah, it's like 12,000 to get through the door. But yeah, I fell right down. Like, it was one of those things where the glass was above my waist, and so my legs, I took a step, and then the rest of me hit the glass. Uh, it's not a good time. Not a good time. It doesn't look like there's a ladder in this one. Okay. I know in the pharmaceutical build, or the not pharmaceutical, the book building that I've been in, one of the elevators had a ladder in it. I can't believe you can't get on the roof in this place. It's crazy. Jeez, you're out of water again. And I didn't unload my inventory. But yeah, oh yeah, back to my story about how they cracked me up today. So they drive. There are 3 vehicles here. One's mine, and I pretty much don't let anyone drive it but me. And because they break it and then they don't. Oh, here's the stairway. And then when they break it, they don't help fix it. So I don't want to pay any more than I have to for their... Like, I got my car. I'm paying on my car. I let them borrow my car. They total my car. I get back enough money to pay off my car. But they don't help me pay for a new car to replace the car they just broke. So I guess the answer to that is they don't get to drive my car. And that way if it does get broken, I only have me to blame. Because I will chip in on my car. Yeah, this place is huge. But anyways, so they got 2 vehicles. They just wrecked one, and so they are in the process of... Oh, this is weird. Oh, this is really weird. I would not expect the chemical processing to be done on such a high floor in the building. That's weird to me, and there's a lot of boxes in here. Hey dude, I'm trying to see what that is. Alright, back off. What does it say it is? Destroyed battery bank. Listen. Trying to check something out here. Ooh, it had lead in it. Okay. And so today they're getting ready to go. And I mean, they haven't talked to me about anything other than saying, "Hey, we're gonna be gone. We're gonna eat while we're out. Did you want us to pick you something up for dinner?" That was it. That was my only conversation with them, and that was last night. And so there's a torch in here. This industrial building has a torch in it. Oh, bad doggy. And a dog. Who brought their dog to work? And so they were all running around getting ready to go today, and all I see, well, I hear them, and then when I go upstairs, to see what's going on because, um, well, that and I was hungry for breakfast. And so I go up there and they have, oh, there's a generator. They have it's just my mother. She's standing in front of her bed, and I watch as she pours her purse out on the bed. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what she's doing. And so I continue on with my business, and then my brother-in-law and the two kids, they come back in from outside, and he doesn't say anything, and he just starts looking around, and then he goes, well, then the 4-year-old shucks off her clothing that she has been placed in to go, and she's like, that's right, and throws it on the ground. And I'm like, what in the world are they doing? And so they're like, do you have the keys to the car? Why would I have the keys to the car, is my response. I don't know, but we can't find them. I'm like, well, who drove them last? Who drove it last? And like, well, we're not sure. I think she did, pointing toward my mother. And I'm like, well, I haven't seen it. And so then he asked the 4-year-old, who likes to take the key and run off with it sometimes. And she said she hadn't seen it. Apparently they found it because they're not here now. Either that or they ran to town and bought a new one today, finally. I am not sure, because they did have a second vehicle here. I don't know why they didn't just take the other vehicle. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I know they just got it irritatingly last Wednesday, and they still don't have it ready to drive, apparently. Irritatingly because Wednesdays are routinely my busiest day of the week. And so they wanted me to take them to get the car last Wednesday. And then did nothing about it on Thursday or Friday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. And so it's still not technically, I guess, ready to drive. And so there was no reason for me to rush last week to go get this vehicle at all, because they bought it from basically a relative who I feel like could have just hung on to it until they were ready to pick it up and get it all situated, instead of, can you take an hour to drive us over here to get this vehicle that we have to have today so that we can get it ready to go. But by ready to go, we mean sit in the driveway undrivable because we can't be bothered to actually get new tires, the oil changed, registered, whatever it is they've got to do. Yeah. Anyways, so they're just scrambling for this key. They've only got one key. I have told them they need to get another key, but they complain how much a key costs. And so they won't get another key. But I find it weird to have a vehicle and only have one key. Precisely because stuff like this happens. You misplace your key. It is a satellite dish. You get locked out. Like, what would they do if they got locked out and the key was in there and they had no key? There's no spare. There's no backup key. They've never had a backup key. They've only ever had the one key. But we've had the car for a long time. I don't know exactly how long, but we had it before we moved here, and we've been here for 7 years. So, in 7 years, you can't bring yourself to buy a spare key for your car? And no, I haven't seen your key because I don't drive that vehicle, so why would I have the key? I don't know, just thought maybe you'd seen it laying around somewhere. Well, if one of y'all was the last one to drive it last night, did you check your pants pockets? Your coat pockets? You know, places where you might shove a key? Instead of asking the guy you haven't talked to in 2 days if he's seen the car key that he hasn't seen move in multiple days. I guess they had it out yesterday. Yeah, it's a big old satellite dish. Interesting. Oh, what is this? Take that. That's empty. I'll take that just because I... Oh, no, look at that. I've got over 15. I found a thing that had a box that had 9 grain alcohol in it. I'm going to break this just in case. There is one under here. Look at that. That's crazy. Now I got 30 grain alcohols from all this. I wish I had a parachute now. Parachute would be awesome from up here. That's not a thing, right? You can't just make parachutes. No. Okay. Just making sure. Man, it'd be awesome to have a parachute just to jump off top of this building. You know, if I had placed a bedroll before coming up here, I would totally jump off top of this building. How far is it from my bedroll? I didn't place a bedroll, right? No, just a bike there. Oh, it's a long way from my bed. I think it's probably faster to go down the inside than jump off the outside. That's a shame. I'd totally do it. I used to do it all the time in oh. Well, apparently the glass is fragile. A lot of businessmen attacking me. Oh, there is a ladder. Look at that. Oh, I guess I could go in here. That didn't do me any good, but trapped me. Help me. I'm trapped. Let me out. I used to see how high I could climb on things in EverQuest 2 because I had a feather fall spell, if I remember correctly, and there'd be places like, oh man, I can't remember the name of any of them. There was like this, there's like this peak in the middle of a place called the... What are you? No, no. No, no. No, no, no. Reload. Oh, no. Why was that guy all green? I should have just jumped off the building at this point. Why was that guy all green? I've never seen a zombie like that before. That was crazy. That was crazy. I have never seen a green glowing zombie before. I don't know what that was. That's interesting, to say the least. Um, but yeah, I used to climb to the top of whatever it was called, and common lands were really flat, and so there was just some weird, like, peaks that just stuck up in the middle of it. And I remember there was another spot there was a desert area that had something to do with Jen. Um, I don't remember exactly what that place was called, but if you were careful, you could climb really, really high on this stuff, and then I would jump off and hope the featherfall would stop me from smashing on the ground. It didn't always work. I mean, I think the spell always worked. I must have jumped without having it cast. I don't remember. It was a thing. I used to just actually, I think I just jumped and died. I think that was a thing I was doing, was seeing how many of the really tall places I could jump off of, and just enjoy the fall to the surface. Which I guess is a weird thing when you say it out loud like that, but it was a lot of fun. Climb your guy to the top and then jump off, because you didn't lose your stuff or anything. You just reappeared. But I could lock myself in place, and so I'd lock myself at the top and then just jump off, or at the bottom, I guess, probably be the smarter thing to do. So I probably locked myself at the bottom and then would leap off and see how long it would take. I want to say there was a spot in the ocean as well where you could climb way up on top of a shell thing and jump off of that. So when I come to high places in a game like this, I have a slight desire just to jump off, and I don't know. It's bizarre. It'd be way more awesome with a parachute, for sure. I was trying to think. There was a game I played with parachutes, and you could jump off and parachute. I used to do that all the time, too. It's not something I'd do in real life. That's probably why I enjoy it in the game, because it's, not something I would ever do. I don't like heights in real life. They don't bother me at all in a game, but, ugh. I can do about 3 steps up a step ladder, and I'm good. Any higher than that, and even that's, I can if I have to. I just really don't like it. I remember when one time I was on a school trip, and we went out to the Grand Canyon, and I could get up to the edge if there was a railing, but there were people who were with us that were like hanging over the edge and climbing down over the edge, and I'm like, ugh, not me. Not me, because my fingers would slip, and then that would be it. You just fall like a mile to the bottom, and then you're dead. And I'd prefer not to die from falling into the Grand Canyon. That would be a stupid way to go. Because it can only be your fault. It can only be your fault at that point, right? I mean, how would you Get out of here, you stupid buzzard. How could you accidentally fall into the Grand Canyon? Unless you were climbing over the edge of the Grand Canyon. I feel like it's probably a long way to my stuff, and it is heading into nighttime. This might be really bad. I was kind of hoping to get my hands on something to keep my stamina up so I could book it, but I have not had that luck. I'm waiting for that moment when it spawns dogs to rush in and attack me, because I have nothing to protect myself. uh, yeah. Yeah, we didn't get to play our D&D on Wednesday this week like we normally do. I don't know what happened, but the other guy he texted and canceled. And I guess it didn't really matter because the DM didn't show up until almost 11 p.m. anyways. Because he and I talk about comic books on Wednesdays, and so he apparently we've been doing it for 8 years now, since 2011. He said we have been discussing the comics on Wednesdays. Not every Wednesday, but almost every Wednesday. But yeah, I don't know what happened to the other guy. So I missed out on that. I was really excited too because I'm all about trying to figure out how to get past the DM and knock this tower down. Because I am sure he is going to try and make it so we can't knock the tower down. Because that's the way he is. We got a rickety tower described to us, and we're pretty sure the boss guy is inside there because we haven't seen him yet. It's the only place we haven't been to that we've seen. I want to knock it down and then fight whatever's left over that comes crawling out of the rubble. And when I suggested this to the other guy on the team, he too wants to knock down the tower. And please don't hit me. And fight whatever comes out. And the DM finished our week last week with like, I'm not gonna figure that out this week, so we're just gonna call it here. So I don't know if that means figure out how to figure out how we knock it down, or if that means figure out how to stop us from knocking it down after having described it as a rickety building with scaffolding around it. Because I feel like with our spells, we should be able to hit it with something that would knock down a building that's already on its way out. It's not like I'm asking to knock down a castle. I'm asking to knock down an old tower. Which I could do in real life with a hammer. And you know what? My guy has a hammer. So... Okay. Let's get this placed. And now I've got to figure out how to find... Oh man, this isn't going to be good because I'm pretty sure my stuff is behind a wall that I have no means to crack open. Okay, I remember being over here. Oh, there's a stairway up. Not the stairway I took. Oh, there it is. It's over here. Yeah. I was hoping to be done with work for the week at this point, but I don't think the other guys are going to get their stuff done today. My job is kind of the guy before you does their job, and then you do your part on the job, and then you pass it on to the next kind of thing. And so I feel like Christmas Day being Monday of this week has thrown off thrown off anything. Okay, I know I did come in here. Crap. It is now nighttime. It's now nighttime, and I don't like it. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and call it here. And probably hide until daytime. Not that that's going to make a big difference, since green glowing zombie was super fast anyways. But maybe it'll be okay. I just have to find the spot that I... Ooh, you know what? I'll take those. Just have to find that spot that I walked across that collapsed underneath of me without letting any other zombies find me. Maybe. But, alright. With that, click like if you like, subscribe, be sure to catch the next one. I think this is where I climbed up on the roof, right? That was a great jump, buddy. But come on. Would you get up there? I will talk to you later.